All right, guys. So we're gonna just we got Bumwine Bob, guys. We got Bumwine Bob. So we're not gonna do the regular cold open. We're just gonna talk about what you drinking. Bumwine Bob, what you drinking, man?
Well, I went into my fridge. I didn't go to the liquor store, but I have a plethora of random junk in the fridge or laying around the basement. So I'm going to start things off here. I have a bottle of MD 2020 Orange Jubilee here, which is it's almost done. It's almost done. So this is to start off with, but don't worry, I got backups. So we're going to start off with the MD. It's the OJ. So I mean, you start your day off with the MD 2020 Orange Jubilee.
For sure.
It's going to be a great day. So, but hey, thank you guys for having me on the show. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. Sounds delicious. I could brush my teeth with it.
I would not recommend.
Luckily, we're doing it, before bedtime, not like right after we just woke up and had that toothpaste and the orange juice. Ooh, we've all been there. We know that's not good.
Night toothbrush, not morning toothbrush.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. But we also are indulging in the MD 2020. I've gone with the classic blue raspberry, and tonight Bethany. Well, for the
very first time, the dragon fruit, everyone. So we'll see how it goes.
You got the bling bling blue raspberry and the dragon fruit. So all right.
I'm cautiously optimistic about it. You know what I mean? Cautiously optimistic.
And I got to break the cycle a little bit because I got right here. I got a buzzball. You know I got a buzzball?
Yes, AJ. Why?
Because when you want to buzz balls, there's no product like the Lawnmower 4.0. Yeah, that's right. This stream is brought to you by Manscaped with the Lawnmower 4.0 and their ball deodorant because it's the only thing that can save me from itchy balls. Manscaped was kind enough to send me their Perfect Package 4.0 kit, which includes the new and improved Lawnmower 4.0, along with liquid formulations for your manscaping routines. The Lawnmower 4.0 is the only water-resistant trimmer made with skin-safe technology. Bob. I'm just going to cut it short. We're not sponsored by Manscaped.
No, we're not sponsored.
No. I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
For roping. I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
Buzz balls because you buzz your.
Because you buzz your balls. That really is how they should join forces and make a sponsorship.
A buzz ball, yeah, it should have the buzz balls and the Manscaped. That is kind of like the match made in heaven,
right? Exactly.
1,000%.
I never thought of that. Now, I mean, you see Manscaped's all over the place. I mean, that's like every. I mean, how many podcasts are sponsored by Manscaped?
Everyone,
a ton of them. But buzz balls, Manscaped, we could be onto something here. Guys.
I think this is honestly $1 million.
Get it going.
All right, y'all. I'm going to take
so ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. It's what the show. And I got to tell you something. In this backpack right here, I've been hiding this frozen ball of MD20 since I got home from school.
Oh, so you hoodwinked us here. You
Look at that. That's a classic.
Straight from the backpack.
Straight from the backpack. Yeah. That's all best Bumwine should be, in my humble opinion.
I got the banana red here.
Banana red, man, look at that.
I'm not mad at the dragon fruit. I'm not mad at it. I think that this is halfway decent.
Yeah, I think that's a solid flavor. Dragon fruit. Most of the flavors of MD 2020 are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And drinkable.
I
mean, the bling bling blue raspberry, the banana red, the orange jubilee for sure. You can't go wrong with any of those flavors, and there's a ton of them out there. So enjoy it.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this is my first time actually not having a banana red that isn't over a snow cone, and
honestly,
gotta say, pretty terrible. But I'm in.
I do have to say that the banana red, the first time I had it, did kind of taste like cardboard to me. If you get a cardboard taste to it, it does kind of have a flat taste to it. It's not as fruity as the other ones are. And you would think a banana red is like, oh, it's got banana, it's got
Yeah.
Red.
What else is
Whatever
on
red
that
is
on that
supposed to
bottle?
be.
I think I got a bunch
Red?
of random bottles. Oh, hey, look at this here. I got an old school bottle of banana red right in
Nice.
front of my face here. Yeah, it has some bananas and some, is that grapes, I think? I don't know. I don't know, but something there.
I still never understood what red is supposed to be, and yet all of them have a flavor that is red.
I wanted to use that as a little bit of a transition. Thank you for that. For everyone involved, and Bob, I don't know your story, and I'm very curious to hear. What was the first experience you had with Bumwine? Now,
What's your Bumwine order?
mine actually is my best man at my wedding. He comes up to me one day. This is almost 20 years ago, and he's like, bumwine.com. I'm like, what? He's like, bumwine.com. So I had to go to, at this point, we don't have, smartphones.
Mhm.
It's 2005.
Yeah.
So
Goes back to his desktop computer.
we go to the
Mhm.
desktop computer and I look it up, and the website still exists. We brought this up on our stream before. It has the 5 primary bum wines on there, and our goal was to find all 5 of them. Now, back in 2005, 3 of them were readily available, like just by going to 7-Elevens. Back then, you could get MD 2020, you could get Thunderbird, you could get Wild Irish Rose. None of those were that difficult to find. Night Train and especially Cisco were not easy to find. And we went for an entire day, probably traveling around, no joke, to about 15 different liquor stores, convenience stores, eventually a bodega. We did find a bodega, which was 2 miles from his apartment. We found Cisco, but we could not ever find Cisco Red until one night we were in Virginia Beach going to a concert, and magically we just walked into this little, on the boardwalk of the beach, we walk into this cheap convenience store, and there it is, Cisco Red. And that website has all sorts of rankings, and one of the things it says about Cisco Red is if you drink a whole bottle, you'll have a legendary 2-day hangover. Pretty close to it,
Yeah.
I will say. But what I was going to say, the first time I tried, the very first ones I had were Thunderbird and the Green Apple Cisco were the first 2 that I tried. Thunderbird has a taste, like, I don't even know what the flavor is. It's just gasoline. Like, it's pure.
Yeah.
It's awful. Awful. Whereas the Green Apple Cisco was actually, fairly drinkable,
I taste the apples.
And the thing with the Green Apple Cisco, though, was like, it's so sugary. It was so freaking sugary that, like, the next
That can be good for the hangover.
We went out. I drank both bottles, and we went out. It was in February in Washington, D.C., and it's 20 degrees out. And both of us were like taking our coats off because we were sweating so much.
There is a difference between drunk and bumwine drunk. Bumwine drunk does get you so much hotter.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different animal.
And
That's for sure.
Someone needs to science this. What's the science?
So Bethany had never actually tried any of these until about 1.5 years ago.
When was that? Like, about 2 years ago?
About 2 years. Well,
That sounds
they
about
actually,
right.
but there's a caveat to that. We have a very ridiculous origin story. Bob, have you ever heard of watermelon smash?
Yeah, I have had
Watermelon
one.
smash. Not off the top of my head, but if you tell me what it is, I might know.
I
So
thought
it's
it was
hold on.
18%.
Right.
We will have to find Bob some more watermelon smash. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an 18% fortified grape
Okay.
wine beverage.
Mm-hmm.
Origin story with this is first time I'm hanging out with these jokers. We're doing the theme parks. We're doing Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, and I didn't know that gas stations in Florida didn't sell proper liquor. I'm from Nebraska, right? So I'm grabbing beer for like after party things like that, and I'd only seen Mike drink whiskey when I'm hanging out with him in person. So I'm just like, I don't know what to grab him. I'll grab him a bottle of Jack or something. We'll hang out with that. So I get to the counter, ask them for a bottle of Jack, and they say, we don't have Jack Daniels here, but we do have Watermelon Smash. And they put out a like deal with like sleeves of Watermelon Smash, which is basically in like shooters that are like in the malt Fireball big shooters, about that size.
Yeah.
Bigger size one, yeah.
And they have like 6 of them out loose, and they have sleeves of 10. And my drunk ass says, I'll take 8 of those.
Such a bizarre number because it doesn't come like.
So I just completely fuck everything up, every which way.
Yeah.
And come back to the hotel room. And we're all confused as to what the fuck it is. And we just, it was fortified grape wine beverage. It's in the logo of our show anymore in the intro video. You saw the little bottle.
Yeah.
Lit up. So in a way, Bumwine has always bonded us.
It's what brought you all together and essentially formed this idea of a show down the road. So thank you, Bumwine.
Thank you, Bumwine.
So the best part though was the realization we're all in a hotel together. There's like 8 of us in a hotel room together, or 7 of us in a hotel room together, and everybody starts drinking it. Nobody likes it like straight up, and they all start mixing it with other things. Like, oh, it's not so bad when you mix it. Hey, we got the juice.
We got a juice. There he is, Terry Silver.
We got the man. All right, look at that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We've got the spiked, which we've never tried.
I got the I almost brought out the spiked. I have it in the fridge because I couldn't get that by me. Luckily, a good friend of my show and another podcast I'm friends with sent me a bottle that we tried out a few months back after it first came out. And I thought I almost brought that one along with me too. I have it upstairs. I can always get it if need be, but ooh.
What is spiked? What is it spiked with?
It's stronger percentage, correct?
It's a higher percentage. It's essentially just a regular grape red wine flavor, just a higher percentage.
Okay.
MB 2020.
Well, there you go, juice.
You go classy with it.
Into the Glencairn.
Hit it. You gotta swirl it around a little. Get that flavor profile.
The first note I get is orange.
This is fair. Let us know your thoughts, your feelings. Yeah. Orange.
I'm going to say the orange is probably a very it's orange.
It's like orange.
It is. It is.
It's fair. It's a fair point.
What are the legs like?
Yeah.
And he's going for more, so that's a good thing.
All right, Juice. Welcome to the program.
So anyway, getting back to the
I can drink this.
like somebody hands me the bottle. I hadn't tried it yet, and I take a sip of it. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, oh, this is fucking bum wine. Like, you know, because I was so familiar with it. I hadn't had bum wine probably the last time prior to that. Honestly, it was probably 2008. And I'm like, oh my god, this is bum wine. This is bringing me so far back.
Let's be clear too. It was told to you because you're like, "What is this?" And everyone goes, "Jack Daniels."
Yeah.
Again, that is what AJ did go to get.
This is Jack Daniels.
That was the closest that 7-Eleven could give him.
And the thing is, nobody else has been able to really find this
Right.
ever since. Like this
But we
has
looked
been
up.
a
They have
mythical.
another flavor too, because we looked them up online and they clearly exist.
We found a store in Seattle that had.
And I was like, "Where?"
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Well, you better get out there. Get to Seattle. Pick it up.
Clearly.
It had that high gravity, like that earthquake, that tang.
Okay.
Like that
yeah.
rich, like kerosene taste.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. It was high grade garbage.
They also have an apple smash,
banana
smash, grapes. There's so many flavors. Watermelon, and that's it.
Watermelon sounds like it'd be the best one out of the bunch, though. I think.
Yeah.
You can't really go. You can't go wrong with watermelon a lot. That's one you can mix. Like if you did that with like some Sprite or any type
we did it with
juice.
Trulies, I think, right?
Yeah, I think
we mixed it with Trulies.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? It's not bad.
Pineapple Trulies was the best bet, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna
if
say
remember
you mix it with the seltzer, and that's essentially the same thing. Just
So it
alcohol seltzer, so it works
is
out.
brewed by Mixed Drinks Co. And it's from
Lewiston, Maine.
Maine.
Interesting.
Interesting. Well, y'all, we have to take a pilgrimage to
Lewiston,
Lewiston,
Maine.
Maine.
If that place is still in business.
Clearly.
Those things also probably were like several years old, and the clerk was probably like, "Oh my God, some
We
idiot's gonna finally
sold
buy
it.
this."
Yeah, get this off my shelves. God, thank you. You want more? I'll throw in a couple more for free. You want them? Take them.
This was the 7-Eleven down the street from a major tourism resort too. It's just
I think he was thrilled to get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
he
was-
won a bet. He's on his own. What the show? And he bet him like, I bet I can sell watermelon smash off his Jack
He
Daniels.
probably got like a bonus from 7-Eleven for that. Like, you sold the watermelon smash. Here's $500.
Thank God somebody finally sold this.
So, Bob, I am curious. Like, what was your introduction to Bumwine? I'm very curious to hear this.
My story is fairly similar to yours, Mike. It's very similar to that. Years ago, my friends and I, we stumbled across the bumwine.com website, and we're like, this is hilarious. Look at these drinks and the write-ups and all this stuff. And this was probably that same, like, I think 2003, I think, is when the site originated.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so in that 2004, 2005.
So pretty
and-
close time-wise, yeah.
Yeah, and then I always knew of Night Train Express from the Guns N' Roses song Night Train.
Right.
And I was being a big Guns N' Roses fan for years. And we were always like, man, we got to try Night Train. And a buddy of mine, his cousin, is like, you want Night Train? I know where to pick some up. And we went down to Atlantic City for my bachelor party. And he's like, I'm going to pick up some Night Train on the way down, and we'll drink it. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome, perfect. So we get down to Atlantic City. A few hours, I'm there earlier. A few hours later, he shows up. He's got a few bottles of Night Train. We're all hanging out in the hotel room. We're pouring it out into some solo cups, and taking that first sip, and you felt that burn going through you. But at the same time, you're feeling that rush. And as we were saying, that the Bumwine drunk is totally different from a regular beer drunk. And at that time, I'm 99% of the time, I'm just a beer drinker. I don't really drink that many hard alcohol or mixed drinks. So going down the road of a Night Train, that's like a totally different animal now. So we're hanging out for a bit in the hotel room. We're sipping on some. Another friend of mine, he was big into photography at the time, and we were taking like these shots of us like as if we were passed out bums in the corner of the hotel room, and taking these fancy pictures of the Night Train bottle on the table in the hotel room. And then we're like, all right, let's go downstairs. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go gamble, drink, hang out. And as we walk out of the room, I feel the rush come over me, and I start just running up and down the hallway of the hotel room as we're going to the elevator. Elevator doors open. I get in the elevator, and I grab onto the railing in the elevator. I start shaking it as if I'm the Ultimate Warrior, doing like the Ultimate Warrior shake, going through there. And going through there, I'm running around there. We get down to the casino, and luckily we were playing at Bally's in Atlantic City, and they had at the time Wild West casino type thing where they had like a mechanical bull and all this stuff, and we're all hanging out, we're playing roulette, and we're all picking numbers. So we just kept winning. So we kept winning, kept getting money. So all our drinks were just paid for by the winnings we kept doing. So it was overall, that was a great first experience with the Night Train and Bumwine. But after that, I was like, similar to what you said, I'm like, I got to try the rest of these. And you go down the line on the website. Okay, you have Night Train, Thunderbird, MD 2020, Cisco, Wild Irish Rose. I think the next ones I had picked up were MD 2020. And I think the first ones I had of that were the Banana Red and the Orange Jubilee.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, these are not bad. Then I found the Wild Irish Rose.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, this is more of a basic wine, nothing too fancy. With the red, the Wild Irish Rose, the white one is terrible. It's like drinking alcohol. You don't want to drink that one. But if you find there are other flavors of it, like there's a wild fruit with ginseng, there's a wild grape, there's an apple one. All those are pretty solid. Just that white one, I remember seeing that, and my friend's like, "Oh, you want me to pick it up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've never had it before."
Right.
And I take a sip of it. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." So I'm like, "All right, I tried it. It's off the list. But we don't need to deal with it." And then I got lucky that there was a store in my area that had Cisco and had a good variety of it there. I think the peach, the orange pineapple, and strawberry and berry were like the go-tos there. So we tried those out. And also they did have the green apple as well, which a friend of mine poured out half the bottle. We were drinking it warm one night. This was a bad idea. It was terrible. And he's like, oh, screw this, guys. I'm saving him. And he pours it out over the side of the deck. We're like, no, don't waste the
Bob.
don't waste the bottle.
Juice is drinking warm bum wine right now.
But that isn't. I mean, I don't think the Orange Jubilee is that bad with it being warm,
But
right?
yeah.
I mean,
I am going to try this one.
That's a bold move.
I'm going to try this warm.
The Cisco warm. That's something.
It was because I had a picture show up in my feed the other day of 10 years ago when I was mixing the orange pineapple Cisco with pineapple soda, and that was amazing. And the bottle of Cisco was in the freezer, so it was like perfectly chilled.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was great. And then we couldn't find Thunderbird for the longest time.
Wow.
And
that was the easiest one for me to find.
Yeah, it's funny where some places have it and some don't. So the same friend who got the night train for us, randomly one day, he sends me a text. He's like, I found it. And I'm like, you found what? And then he shows me a picture of his refrigerator with the bottle of Night Train and the bottle of Thunderbird next to each other. And he says, you know that Billy Joel song?
Yes.
A bottle of red, a bottle of white. I'm like, oh, this is I'm like, this is great. He's like, this weekend, we're gonna drink it. So go to my friend's house.
Billy Joel meant.
Yeah, this is it. And I have a screenshot that I could show to you guys at some point of the text on like the old school iPhone where it had him sending that. And he's like, I'm like, this is amazing. I can't wait. And he shows up that weekend. He has it in a nice little like birthday gift bag for me. And we crack it open. There's a picture of me sitting on the couch the first time taking the bottle, taking a sip. And as you said too, the taste of the Thunderbird straight up is like it's supposed to be a white wine, but the actual flavor to it is like a white wine with gasoline / rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Flavor to it, drinking it straight up. But soon after that, we found out that the perfect concoction for it was the Thunderdew, which was mixing Thunderbird and Mountain Dew.
Oh.
And I would mix that up at holiday parties, bachelor parties. The go-to at the time was give me a couple bottles of Thunderbird, some cans of Mountain Dew, just start mixing them up. And people who would never drink this stuff straight up would rave about the Thunderdew.
Okay, but have you heard of Gator wine?
I have not, no.
So Gator wine is where you take basically any like cheap regular like bottom shelf red wine. It has to be like a really dark one. It has to be like Merlot or deeper, right? Mm-hmm. Like a Barefoot, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then you mix it equal parts with the light blue Gatorade ice cold.
Okay.
Gator wine is a thing, apparently. I found this out.
And you're both depleting yourself of electrolytes, but gaining
them at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
that's
It's
smart
really
drinking
smart.
right there. That's smart.
That's,
That is
that's
smart
like the
drinking.
old school Sparks, the old school Four Loco, where it's
Mhm.
like, hey, you got the downer, but you got the upper at the same
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you start listening to like good old rock music, so maybe a little bit of soft rock, and by the end of the night, you're like, sweet Gator wine.
No, I like a nice cool blue Gatorade, but I don't like a dark red wine. But maybe mixed together.
time. My work, yeah.
Bethany, you're gonna love Gator wine. We're gonna do this at Horror Nights.
All right, we're gonna attempt Gator wine.
Try it
So-
out. Give it a shot.
So I'm a
Gator
big red wine fan, and so I definitely leaned away when picking my flavored MD 2020. I leaned away from a wine flavored one, but that is what we are dealing with the spiked, and so
I want to see the reaction.
I mean, I would use that wine flavored very loosely with that, regardless.
I
mean,
know
yes, it's
that's
technically yes, it is a wine, but it's a a wine.
that's why I am
yeah.
very scared right
Yeah.
now.
And are you trying this more?
This is not out of excitement.
Yeah.
I'm
this is
excited.
out
Did
of
you say
horror.
glass?
I like
Well,
it
I watched it out. I watched it
I
out.
like
Yeah.
it watched out.
2019's Cats is a movie.
So what's the first note you sense?
Half red wine, half ethanol.
Ah,
I think that's probably pretty accurate. That's probably
No,
accurate.
grape juice. Grape juice,
Yeah,
not red wine.
yeah.
More grape juice.
Say his
I mean,
name and
It's all kind of grape juice. But
he appears. I believe
there it
Joe
is.
Hendry.
sour grape juice.
Sour grape juice. Okay,
I
that's
can see that. Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
Not as bad as you would think.
Oh,
Not as bad as I was expecting.
I
Well,
was
it's good.
warning
It's
juice
a win.
so hard.
You can make a transfusion with this. That's like the big golf drink: ginger ale, grape juice, vodka. You don't need vodka. Just
So
a
you
lot
can
of
use a
this
little ginger ale.
and ginger ale
You
and a little lime, maybe. Do I have ginger
I'm
ale?
into that. I would try.
I
it.
was literally
Yeah.
using Bible stories to warn Juice about drinking MD 2020 room temperature. And the group
You
chat.
can do it. I mean, it was funny.
Yeah,
Like
I think
when they
yeah.
came out with the MD 2020 spiked, earlier this year. At first, I was like, "What is this? Like MD 2020 spiked? What is this flavor?" And I was dead set on thinking it was going to be like a hard tea type
Mhm.
flavor. I kept
Yeah,
thinking spiked, like spiked tea or a half
Right.
and half, and then they come out with it, and it was just like, "Oh no, it's just a spiked red grape wine that's just a higher percentage." I was a little disappointed, I would say, because I was thinking, you have all this whole lineup of different flavors, and they already have a red grape wine, MD 2020,
Yeah.
and you're
Right.
making another one that's higher percentage, but the similar flavor. So I don't know if it's sticking around or not.
Yeah,
I instantly thought
fermented grape juice flavor.
tea
Yeah,
as well, and then maybe like like I was thinking maybe some kind of caffeine because when I hear spiked, I think like I don't know what I was thinking, but it wasn't.
I just think spike the punch bowl.
So,
I just
yeah,
think-
you
I
can't
just
put
think
caffeine
vodka.
and alcohol anymore in a prepackaged
Just more
beverage.
vodka.
And
I just think
only
more
Mike,
more
Bob,
vodka.
and I know that.
I was gonna say the sparks, but you had to have had the sparks. I'm assuming.
Oh
Bob.
yeah, I had when I was in I had friends, my roommates in college were big into the Sparks, and we would get those. And I've always said I leaned more towards that than like the original Four Locos. I only had the original Four Locos a couple times.
I never had the original before it got changed.
Mhm.
I never had one of those actually. I had sparks all the time back then.
I had one, but when I was in high school, I thought Sparks were regular energy drinks, and they kept on selling them to me on my way to school.
Which honestly is why I'm not surprised. Probably this poor gas
Well,
station attendant
the
didn't realize it
cans
either.
look very similar to like a
That's
knot.
true. Yeah,
Like
if
a
you
very
didn't
word
know,
the register.
I don't.
well, a lot of them look the same now too. I mean, a lot of these could pass for like the new Monster hard drinks.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't know, they could grab one of those and think it was an actual Monster. Nobody would know, and the person at the register might not even know if they're not paying attention.
Right.
So it happens.
That's just wild.
It is interesting now, though,
Possible.
that all these brands like Mountain Dew and Monster and them are making these alcoholic versions. Because exactly what you said, like,
People have been
the
mixing it for
age
years.
situation is probably going to be fairly common, honestly, that either intentionally or unintentionally, people are going to have these alcoholic ones
But don't you think?
underage. 'Cause no
I
one knows-
also looked 30 when I was 16.
Touche.
Oh, that helped. That helped.
I was-
That helped you.
I
Back
was
in
still
the day, they probably would
6'1".
have something that would prompt you, but I think now it's
It's
prompted. in the
yeah, when you
system.
scan it, it says, "Are they
That it would
21?"
ask.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
but
you go
back then
over-
nobody would know. They just scan it and
Yeah,
okay,
and it
$3.
wasn't- Now I think it's probably gonna be less accidental buying, but it might be a case of like mom and dad buy it, and the kids at home just think it's Mountain Dew and go to the fridge and get it, and they're like, "Why does Mountain Dew taste like?"
Yeah.
Why do I feel weird,
Mountain Dew
Mommy?
tastes funny.
Or in this
Weird.
case, plausible deniability.
Exactly.
I thought that's what it was. I just
I was
wanted
certain it
Mountain
was
Dew.
just Mountain Dew. I had no idea. Gave
We
it to
talking
a-
about Mountain Dew, baby.
I'm talking Mountain Dew. That takes on a whole new meaning now, Sean White, because those Mountain Dews, baby, could be spiked with something.
What the
looks like
show
Mountain
hero,
Dew.
Sean White.
Yeah, what the show hero, Sean White, truly. What a ledge.
So back when we found that website, the Bumwine, like it's funny you said that Thunderbird was like one. I never saw the night train, never once saw the night train, but Thunderbird was readily available. That was the easiest one, I think, of all of them to find.
I still
Right-
haven't seen the night train.
Right now, actually, it's funny. Like we had to Google where to find the MD 2020s, and I found Wild Irish Rose at a couple places. I cannot find any of the other ones. Yep, there we go.
Night
There you
train. There it
I have
is.
not found Night Train. I have not found Thunderbird.
God, you
and I
know
have
that
not found
tasteful
Cisco
Sonic.
in years.
Yeah,
Now-
well, that's because they discontinued it. So you're
Sis-
not gonna
Yeah,
find it unless you get lucky, and it's been
That's
very
got a
rare.
Plunk on
that
it.
if you
It's gotta
can
be
find
fire.
that store that's been sitting there that hasn't been touched and they don't move stuff off the shelves and it's covered in dust,
yeah.
that's the
I'm
only
not
way you can
sure.
find it these days, sadly.
That is.
It's gonna be any good anymore.
Yeah, Wild Irish Rose, I found a couple places. MD 2020, both of us, like through, doing some searching, have found places to find them, but the other ones, no.
Back
Yeah.
when we still lived in Orlando, and I went to go purchase our first MD 2020 so I could try it, and we did a little Google search, and I was like, "Oh, there's one like 20 minutes from our old house." Okay, and I go there, and it's like a very like sus looking little corner store market, exactly where you expect to pick up MD
Yeah.
2020. So I walk in and I'm like, "Oh man, Motherload, there's so many different flavors." Okay, I wasn't prepared for that. So I'm looking and texting him, "What do you want?"
I need a
And-
box.
So I was like, "Oh, yeah." And
Which flavor should I get? All of them? Just load them up.
Yes, the
It'd only be
answer is
like $20. I mean, for
honestly, and then like, listen, this is gonna sound dumb, but I knew that's the whole point of Bumwine, right? Is it's really cheap. I knew that, and yet, but there wasn't prices listed, so I didn't really know exactly how cheap it was gonna be. And then after I purchased the two, I was like, shit, I should have bought more. I didn't realize it was gonna be that cheap. I was like, oh, that was a mistake. But the guy, it was so funny. Like, clearly, it is regulars that come into this man's store all the time. Because I walk up there with my two like MD 2020 purchases, and he goes,
At 1 o'clock in the goddamn afternoon.
Definitely broad daylight in the afternoon. And this man looks at me and he's like, "Haven't seen you around before." And I'm like, "Oh God, this is awkward. Didn't know I'd have to like make small talk." And I was like,
You're not from around here, huh?
Oh.
No.
"Yeah, that's exactly the vibe of
At
it."
1 p.m. Don't judge me, God.
I was like, "Gosh, sure." And I was like, "This is for later. It's not for now. Please don't judge me." But then after he made this whole conversation with me, and I realized that it was only like it was so cheap, I was like, "Shoot, no, I can't go back in the store though. He's already probably judging me. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon." But it's pretty good, isn't it? But so I was like, man, and that was the only time I ever got to go to that location because then we moved. But I was like, I wonder if that guy,
we can fix that.
wonder how he's doing. That's true. We will be going back to Orlando.
Oh, we should.
That guy. I want to be funny if you remember me from like 2 years ago.
Hey, you want MD 2020?
One day
Welcome back.
It was blue raspberry. And what was the one that I bought?
We got
You-
some new flavors in. Go check them out.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you, nice
Go
lady."
check
What
them
did you
out.
buy?
I think you got. I think you got banana red as well.
I don't think so. I think it was.
By the way-
I've never had banana red, so I don't think it was that. But I could be wrong.
After you're halfway done with the banana red, it starts tasting like banana.
See, that's what you have to get through that top
Gotta get through all the red.
level, and then it starts
Of the
different
red.
flavors as you go down the rungs.
Yeah, all the red's gone. It's
Yeah.
just
Now,
banana.
Do you think spiked or orange is better?
Which one's better? Yeah.
Well, this is my hot take. Keyword hot. I'm
Ooh.
actually not enjoying
The orange chill.
the orange with the ice cube in it.
Better.
So-
He likes it better.
He likes it better warm. All right. He likes it neat.
Well, whoa.
Well, okay, wait, hold on.
I'm trying to get the best of both worlds.
Okay.
So what I have next to me, I just did this.
Ah.
I just created an ice bath,
Right, you got your own little ice machine there.
literally as like the last few seconds when I was
Juicy goddamn legend.
I need a picture of that, honestly. Just your little MD.
'Cause- I don't like adding ice to a good like scotch,
And
or
this is
bourbon,
comparable.
because it kills the flavor.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. I think like 1 cube is okay in some of them.
One little
Yeah,
cube,
nice.
yeah.
I like
Well,
it.
no. Of course, I drink on the rocks and stuff all the time, but
Not his
sometimes when I want to like just fully appreciate the flavor,
best. Mm.
I want to keep it neat or like get it fully flavored. And so I think there's just so much watering down the glorious MD 2020 flavor
That's true.
that
So the ice is pulling away. I sort of get that.
You
Yeah,
want, you want chilled but not on ice.
chilled and not on ice, which I think is fair. Sometimes I
Yes.
go
Usually you
on
throw
cold.
it in the freezer for a bit.
Yeah,
That's
you're
usually
good
the
to
best
go.
way to do it.
Yes, I was going to ask that. That was another question I had for you, Bob. Like of the 5 major ones, which one do you think overall has the best taste, but which one provided you with the best time?
The night train has always provided me with the best time.
Okay.
The taste leaves something to be desired.
Right.
But that one we also found mixed well with Sprite. If you did
Okay.
Night Train and Sprite, or we did it with Sierra Mist at the time, Starry,
Mhm.
whatever the hell they're
Starry
calling
now,
it now. That was great. So you had like your Thunder Dew, your Thunderbird and Mountain Dew was your concoction. Then you had your Night Mist was the other concoction with the
Right,
Night Train and Sierra Mist. And straight up on their own, the MD 2020 always gives you the best flavor because most of the flavors are pretty solid on their own.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
it's kind of cheating because you have your rainbow of fit flavors to pick from
Mhm.
there. Vista Orange or the blue raspberry, a dragon fruit. Banana Reds, it's a little bit of an iffy one, but other ones like they have like peaches and
Bananas in the
cream,
bottom.
which is good. Yeah,
Let's gonna shake it up a little.
Why did I wink
Yeah.
like I was flirting
Yeah.
with you? My
I
God.
think it was peaches and cream.
That's what you had,
because
yeah.
I love
It was
peach.
peaches and cream, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's
Electric Melon's another one that's pretty good. Most of the flavors are pretty solid and drinkable on their own out of the bottle. You just pick up a bottle, you just swig on it, just
Right.
take a couple sips and you're good to go. But those Night Train and Thunderbird, those higher percentages, 17.5%, those are going to get you where you need to be
Real quick.
as quick as possible. That Night Train is going to take you on that one-way train to nowhere because I've had good experiences. I've had bad experiences with the Night Train. And I can get into another story of my experience with the Night Train once again in Atlantic City.
Yes.
For another bachelor party.
Yes.
That this time we had planned ahead and we ordered a case of Night Train to take with us down for the party for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 nights in Atlantic City. We're like, well, at the time this stuff was readily available. So we're like, screw it. If we don't drink it all now, we're gonna drink it eventually. So we pick up a case, and on our way down there, we stop at a liquor store. And what we had brought along with us was the big, 750 milliliter bottles like the one I showed you. But in the store we stopped at, they had the smaller 350 bottles. So the little guys. So me and my friend were like, screw it. Let's just pick up one of the little ones each for the hell of it. So we picked them up. We get down to Atlantic City. It's late afternoon on a Thursday. and we're waiting for other people to get down there. So we take the little bottle, and we're just bring it down with us to the casino floor. We're just kind of sipping on it as we're walking around the casino. A few hours go by, and the bottle's now empty. So like, let's take the little bottle and we'll refill it with the big bottle. Go upstairs, refill it, and we're just hanging out. Probably filled it 2 times, and we're sitting in the hotel room, and I'm just sitting in a chair, and it's just starting to hit you at this time. And I'm looking around the room, and I look over to my one friend, and he's like, "Hey man, you okay? You don't look all right." And I'm like, I got to go let some passengers off. And I go into the bathroom, and I'm violently throwing up in the bathroom. And it's probably about maybe 9, maybe it could have been that late. It was like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And they're like, "You're right in there." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. Just give me a few minutes." I get out of the bathroom, I lay in the bed, and I passed out that night. And there's another friend of mine came down. He took a video of me. I'm fully clothed, shoes, everything. My glasses are still on. I'm just laying in bed like this, snoring at like 9 o'clock at night.
I was about to ask how much you remembered of this night.
Yeah, so. And I don't remember any of that. I don't remember. They just because they took a video and a picture of it. And I remember waking up at like 3 a.m. and I look over at my friend who's in the other bed, and I'm like, "Where are my glasses?" And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, "Where are my glasses?" At some point, I had taken them off, and I put them in the drawer of the nightstand between the 2 beds.
That's actually very with it, all things considered.
Yeah, and I up and I looked, and it just passed back out. And that was a nasty, like we were talking about that Cisco 2-day hangover. This was a 3-day hangover. Like the rest of that weekend, as much as I was trying to drink and recuperate and trying to take some Advil, whatever, it was all right there that whole time. So, but that night was fun from what I remember of it. But that was like one of the few times that I've been like that blackout drunk. I mean, luckily I didn't do anything stupid and just threw up, laid down, passed out. I don't remember anything else that went on, but from what I've heard, that's all that happened. So, so that was a good thing. So that drunk off that night train will definitely get you.
Well, and speaking of like your night train adventures, and especially when you mentioned running up and down the hallway of a hotel, it just reminded me of somebody who also had a hotel hallway experience with Bumwine that goes back to the watermelon smash. Bethany.
I thought of it instantly as well.
That might make an appearance this Horror Nights in Orlando too. Who knows? I guess so. I was maybe a little watermelon smash, and I did go into the cart. I went into the hallway, and I looked at Mike, and I said, "I'd like to do a cartwheel." And I want you to know it was not a pretty cartwheel, but it
was pretty good.
And then you attempted it again.
And that because I stood up and I go, "That was not good. I would like to try again."
You need a redemption. You do that.
You got one really good one in there.
I needed I think it was my second one was stronger. I'm not gonna say really good. That's nice of you to say to me, AJ. But I do want to say that the second one was stronger. I think I'd build up my confidence from that first one. And I mean, I'd bring back the Bumwine cartwheel for sure. I think
she was like warm. She was like verklempt. It was glorious. And ever since
really
then,
excited about it.
Our group chat has been a woman doing a cartwheel.
That's like our thumbs up to the cartwheel.
It's a running bit. Jude, how are you wearing a sweatshirt right now? Because Bumwine makes me warm.
Because I rode my moped home for 20 minutes, and I actually borrowed a friend's jacket to wear over top of that because it's been very cold in Wisconsin.
Rub it in with your nice, good weather.
I have a trivia question for everybody here because this came from one of the nights that we were drinking the Cisco, and my friends knew this ahead of time, but I learned this that night, unfortunately. But how many cans of beer can you fit into a Frisbee?
What? What does that even mean?
So if you take a Frisbee and you just pour the cans of beer, how many cans of beer can you fit into the Frisbee until it overflows?
Is the
Thinking
Frisbee
four.
like a standard size?
Yeah, Frisbee standard size.
3
Mhm.
to 4.
I'm gonna say
I'd say-
3.
I was gonna say
If it's,
2.
if it's a 10-inch Frisbee,
So many ounces.
I'm going to say you can fit one Frisbee into the beer. One
The
beer.
answer is almost 6.
Almost 6. That's way
You
deeper
can-
than
no, like
Almost.
liquid. Are you talking about liquid?
Yeah, and like a
Yeah,
standard
just
12
pouring
ounce
a
can of beer.
out into-
That
Or
does
you
thin
can
out
put-
more than you would think.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
not
it.
Yeah,
big.
I guess it does.
I'm
kind of
calling total bullshit.
Did someone then drink from the Frisbee?
Yes.
Too? Okay.
You better. You better not waste it.
Yeah, you
Come
better
on.
not
I
waste
don't
it.
wanna
Come
waste
on.
it either.
Come on.
Alright.
No,
Okay, that makes
a
sense.
Frisbee, like
I feel bad now that I don't have a Frisbee because I did bring along another drink here to crack open because I guess you guys knew when I was gonna crack open here, so I brought a little Colorado Kool-Aid here, a little Coors
Oh, that's
Banquet.
we are thankful
Oh.
for
Of course,
see
they
here.
were.
We are
Yeah,
a
we're
big
banquet
Coors
people
Banquet.
here.
on the tags for the show, the banquet. And I was already thinking of bringing this along as well.
Dang.
when I
even
was
though
done.
I listened to the
Beers.
Manischewitz special, and god damn, it made me nostalgic for Magnum 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like-
my yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
Break his shit. over
Mag
here.
40. Mag 40 though. We're
Oh,
talking
that Johnny
$2. We're talking 8%, and we're
I
talking.
just found this. That is
There
circa
it is.
2006.
There's the
No, there you go. Look at that.
Cisco.
The Cisco, the MD, the Wild Irish Rose right there.
Yep,
And look at that. That's
Awesome.
the what? And what is that's the green apple and the peach there, huh?
and the peach. Yeah, I drank the Wild Irish Rose and the Cisco. He drank the MD 2020 and the peach while we watched the Nickelodeon gas station and watched. Oh, there it is.
There you go. We got some peach.
Oh wow.
We watched
right
Legend
here.
of the Hidden
Yeah.
Temple and drank Bumwine. It was a great night.
Yeah, that's like in college. That was like one night when me and my couple of my roommates, we made some nachos and some cheese whiz, cheese dip. Had some Steel Reserve and some Bud Ice.
Oh my god! Yeah,
And that's
Bud
that's all you
Ice.
need. That's all you need.
Bud
See,
Ice.
I Bud Ice was like my third resort. Like it was always Milwaukee's best ice, then Keystone
Beast.
Ice, then Bud Ice.
The Beast Ice.
No, big crap.
Beast Ice
But
was
Bud Ice was always my go-to, and it always stemmed back to the commercials with the penguins
Mhm.
in the 90s with it being not of legal drinking age or even close to it at the time, but seeing these commercials, I was like, damn, these penguins are awesome. This Bud Ice, I'm like, when I'm 21, I am getting Bud Ice. And lo and behold, after I turned 21, one of the first beers that I had drank it, through means, over the years. But when I could go out and buy it myself, I was like, I gotta get some Bud Ice. And for years that was like one of my go-to beers to drink on occasion. And I haven't had it recently in a while, but
when
a
I
lot,
was
lot of
when
good
I turned-
memories.
When I turned 21, I had to learn how to order non-ice beers at bars.
Do you have any Milwaukee's best ice on draft? No, sir.
No.
Sorry, we do not.
Can't say that we
You
do.
are trash. Just
There was
keep
a
on
bar-
listing them off, and eventually you get to a PBR, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Two quick ones. Like there was
Yeah.
one bar I went to that was like my home bar that had the 20-ounce Bud Ices that cost like $2. That
Wow.
if you were on a budget that night,
Mhm.
but you drank all night. But the all-time greatest, there was a bar by where me and my buddies lived when we weren't in college, and they had a special from 2 o'clock until 6 o'clock. It was a beat the clock special, and the bar was called O'Mara's, and they had. It was a beat the clock special. From 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock, they were a quarter each. From 3 o'clock till 4 o'clock, they were 50 cents each. From 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 75 cents, and 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, $1. Now these were not. It was Natty Light. We all know it was Natty Light, but they just branded it. They were like, "Oh, it's our beer." We showed up on a Sunday afternoon. We were the only 2 people in the bar. The 2 of us had lunch, and also got annihilated drunk. And our tab was like $10.50.
That's good. Baby.
Great. That's a great day right there. That's
What a
perfect.
steal.
We had to call his parents to come pick us up.
Yeah.
Because Uber wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Sir and madam, I'm going to need accommodations to get home.
Like when the day Uber became a thing, it was like, oh, I'm going to be very irresponsible for the rest of my goddamn life.
It was a great, great time.
I have no excuse.
Was very stressful and very expensive.
No, cabs were so expensive. Now I think it's at the point where cabs might be cheaper.
Might be cheaper yet because no one's using
Yeah,
Depending
that's true.
on the city.
Yeah.
And like,
I'll start calling cabs. I don't but I just want to get on my app and press a little button and then have it take me to where I want to go.
It's funny. So we're in Savannah now, and downtown has a lot of like, they're very like modern bars and stuff like that. They have a lot of like classy drinks and stuff, but they all have the option of getting like a High Life or a banquet or something for like $2 or $3, whereas everything else costs, any other beer costs $10 or any cocktail.
Yeah, it's like,
costs
what do you want?
$10.
Okay, $6.75 for this. It's like, okay, it's $3 for a PBR. That's what I always look for. When I look at the beer list, I'm like, okay, we have this on
Goose
draft,
Island
that one,
9,
like,
PBR 3.
Yeah, it's like, where's the cheap list? Oh, we have a 16-ounce can of PBR for $3. All right, that works. All right, I'll take it.
One of my old buddies and I had a business plan a few years ago. We were just going to buy as many CRT TVs as possible and connect it to only show American Gladiators and only serve PBR. No food, just PBR and American Gladiators. I think that's genius.
Wait. If you have CRT TVs, we need Super Nintendos.
I mean, we could do that too. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But there's nothing else going on except for American Gladiators.
American Gladiators and PBR. That's America right there. That's
right
there.
Classic. Y'all.
And some Mortal Kombat. I mean, come on.
Maybe some Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
We could just have the Super Nintendo hooked up to a of those
Yeah,
CRTs.
you have like Mortal Kombat Monday. I mean, you go through different games for different days of the week.
Make it dangerous, but also fun.
Well, it would have to be Mortal Kombat 2 if it's Super Nintendo, because
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 on Super Nintendo was highly censored. So
Yeah.
if we're going to do 1, we
We
need
need
to
to put in the
definitely
blood
do.
code. We can't do like Mortal Kombat 3 where like it's weird. You just gotta do MK2 with the blood code.
Yeah.
True. No. Our dog is sleeping very cutely. Sorry. Baby girl. That's okay. So with the blood code. I don't know. Mortal Kombat confused.
You have to put in a code so the blood is like regular blood. Otherwise, they tried to
water,
pass off as
sweat.
sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then white fluid flew out of these guys, right?
Interesting choice.
Yep.
Yeah, if you played the
You
censored
get it.
version of the game, you couldn't do nearly as much as you could in the uncensored version. But the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat 1 was only the censored version, whereas Genesis, you could put in a code to make it the actual arcade version.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. Interesting. The more you know.
And then Super Nintendo realized their sales went down when people were buying Genesis so they could have the actual Mortal Kombat. So
Right. Because the gameplay was better on a Super Nintendo.
It was,
But,
yes.
Like, well, we want the blood. People want the blood and everything. Then like, okay, for the second one, we need to go all out. And then that essentially became the whole game rating system where they're like, okay, well, we can do this, but you need to put a warning on this that it's for, mature
Igor's
audiences.
wife was a bitch. What? I cut out a piece of things.
Yeah, probably a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That's Bumwine and Mortal Kombat, y'all. What a winning
D. Snyder
combination.
fought for our right to have violent video.
Yeah, exactly.
Snyder did.
This is Mike's best week ever.
Yeah, I know. Really.
Yeah.
Best week ever. What a great show.
It's not often you get to enjoy some MD 2020. I mean, I guess it's not a regular occurrence for you to to be able to enjoy
This is the most I've
fruits,
drank in a year.
the fruits of MD
I was gonna
2020.
say, yeah.
That is actually, AJ's probably going to be feeling it real soon. This is the most he's had in a very long time.
Oh, I'm feeling it. Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
You gotta step your game up, man. You gotta get back on the train here.
Feeling.
Nope. No, we're good. We're chill.
See, come on, you gotta.
Get on the night train. I don't know if I'm bold
Yeah,
enough.
Night train, never looking back.
Mm-hmm. That might be too intense for me. The night train.
You know, the night train. Like I said, that was the one I never.
That is the name of my buddy that lived or just moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana. There was like a bar called the Night Train that just opened up when I was visiting, and so everywhere we went to, we were asking like, oh, where should we go? And they're like, oh, this new bar, the Night Train, is about to open. Like, you can go there. So now, next time we go back, I'm gonna have to be like, all right, Night Train. Where's the Night Train?
Yeah, you won't say, all right, give me some Night Train. They'll be like, what? Like, you call
False
your bar the
advertising.
Night Train?
No.
You don't
Yeah.
have Night Train? Come on.
The only
You-
thing classier than Bumwine is a favorite combination of ours since we've started going to Trailer Park, which is Kool-Aid vodka. Because nothing is classier than Kool-Aid
Wait,
vodka.
so you were judging me on Gator wine?
I wasn't judging. I just wasn't.
I
certain
felt
how
it in your eyes.
But Kool-Aid vodka or vodka that tastes like sweet tea is also pretty.
Well,
good.
vodka that tastes. I mean, sweet tea. Firefly is like that's a sweet tea vodka. That's
Yeah.
something that actually exists. But the Kool-Aid vodka, like that's something I don't know like how common it is, but that's something that they.
If anyone is interested, I'm telling you, it's pretty good. It does just taste like Kool-Aid.
I was gonna say, have you had the Doritos vodka yet?
No, but that I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, I haven't had it yet either, but I know I've seen the.
We might have to like do another
pictures.
collaboration and all try it together.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of
busy
it
that
and yet
weekend.
morbidly curious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm morbidly curious.
I'll try it as long as I can eat some
This is not
Doritos.
alcohol.
I think you have to. I think you have to eat Doritos with it. That has to be
Oh,
like
1,000%.
No way.
That's a
Canyon,
lie.
yeah.
What's
Traditional or
everyone's
cool?
favorite Doritos flavor?
Oh,
The
Cool Ranch. Cool
girl.
Ranch.
All the
Cool
way.
Ranch.
Purple.
I can't do
Spicy.
It was
Doritos flavor.
They like the
Okay.
purple spicy sweet thing.
the sweet chili. The sweet chili.
Sweet
one.
chili. Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
by
good
far.
nacho cheese too. I mean,
I think. Yeah, I used to be a classic Doritos girly. I only liked the OG, and then one day the Cool Ranch just stole my heart, and I was like,
What's
so
the OG?
wrong? The Cool Ranch is where it's at.
Wait, yeah. What?
Is there
The
like
nacho
a regular
cheese.
flavor
Yeah,
of
it's like nacho
Doritos?
cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the red one. The
I
red-
go back. I go
red-
back
the
and
red-
forth.
The red one.
I go back and forth on like red and blue.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
like
I-
more,
Purple
but
here.
purple is king for me.
The
I
blue
don't
is
do Doritos at all. Like they make me sick.
I think that's on American AJ. I think they're gonna shit. They're like, nah, can't. You gotta do it. The
Like-
Mountain Dew flavored vodka from Three Olives.
yeah,
no,
well,
I
Three
can't.
Olives had a shitload of flavor. Like Three Olives when they
Oh,
were
yeah.
at their
I feel
peak,
about that.
they probably had like 30, 40 flavors if you went to the liquor store.
Has
Like,
anyone
Oh, yeah.
tried the Skittles?
you go to
drink?
bars and every time I went to the bar, they would have some sort of a shot. I have a bunch of 3 Olive shot glasses that were free from bars at
mhm.
the time. Or whenever I would go, because we would go like every week to. It was at like a TGI Fridays. They had all the 3 Olives there, and then they would have somebody. Like some, the girls or whatever doing the shots
The
and
rats,
stuff.
yeah.
And they give you that, and there's here, have a free shot glass. Okay, so I have a whole like cabinet full of like 3 Olive shot glasses. But they'd have like everything. Oh, what do you want? You want the birthday cake? You want
Cheers would give us
whatever
a
flavors of it? Like I don't know, just
birthday cake.
Fruit Loops. It was like all this stuff. It's like okay, whatever.
My home bar in Virginia when I was in college would they specialized in Tic Tacs, but what they would do is they buy every flavor of the 3 Olives flavored vodkas and buy every flavor of the energy drinks, and they'd have like 50 different varieties of Tic Tacs you could take and they'd always change the special. Like each day they'd have a different special that was like $3 or $4. So it'd be like, all right, you got the orange flavored vodka and the Fruit Loop,
Mm-hmm.
energy drink, or all that kind of stuff. And they would just keep changing it up, and I'm surprised more places didn't capitalize on that because it was such a cheap and easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could charge a lot for it, and it costs you like nothing to do it. I mean,
let's end this evening on a happy story, okay? About how AJ is a true one, about how alcohol and friendship is beautiful. I know alcohol gets bad rap for making people angry and miserable, and that is true. It can, but if you drink responsibly, everyone, it can be a beautiful thing.
If you're happy responsibly, and you just have one good idea.
Yes. And so there was this drink at this. We were staying at a hotel, and they had a hotel pool, a hotel bar that had these really fun drinks, and they were actually all named after water slides of Wet and Wild because the hotel we were staying at took over that property, right?
Wet n Wild was a water park
in Orlando. So one of them was called the Disco H2O, based off of this water ride, okay? And it's very fruity. It tastes like Skittles. They put a little vial of Skittles in it. They put it in this big old tub. It looks like a little sand.
Yeah.
It's literally vodka, Sprite, Skittles syrup, and Skittles.
Yeah. Delicious. 10 out of 10.
Sounds
okay?
great. I like where it's at.
Yeah. So good. So
delicious.
The boys go earlier in the day to get it, and we had been looking at the menu. I really wanted to try it. I was excited for it, but I don't go early because I was like, we have a whole day ahead of us. If I drink a whole tub of that, I'm gonna be dragging early. So we get back to the hotel in the evening though for a full day, and I'm like, now is the time. We were hitting the Disco H2O. Let's do it.
It's like within the last hour of closing.
Yes. So obviously at this point in the day, these poor bartenders have been working out in the heat, doing their thing. They have run out of Skittles. And so they tell us as we order them, they have run out of Skittles. I am heartbroken. I did not get to enjoy the full experience that they got to earlier. So my dear friend AJ goes to a vending machine. He buys.
No. I run to the food court.
Oh, the little food cart market. That's what it is. Yes. They had a little food
I
cart.
bought a $4 package of Skittles.
Yeah. It was not cheap. This pack of Skittles more than the
Bumwine. This is resort price.
Yes, theme park
and
price.
Run
extortion.
Back out to be like, throw this.
He runs out there like a hero, and he chucks some Skittles into my drink. And you know what? It's the best goddamn drink I've ever had.
And then other things, and then there were cartwheels.
Yeah.
And then we dug into the watermelon.
Then we went to watermelon smash.
You can't go without the watermelon smash. I gotta find this stuff now.
This was during Tom Brady's first game in
it was
his first away game
in New England, and it was snowing, and it was a terrible football game.
Yep.
I know, Bob. Before we go, we usually try to do this early, and we forgot. Tell everybody where they can find you.
No, you can find me at bumwinebob.com, not bumwine.com, bumwinebob.com. But we're constantly looking. Me and my buddy Roadhouse. We're waiting for that day that those guys let that bumwine.com domain lapse, and we're jumping on that shit right away. So we're waiting for that day. So you can find me there. You can find me the podcast Bumming with Bobcat on all your favorite podcast apps and on the Bumwine Bob YouTube channel at youtube.com/BumwineBob. We're over the 400 subscriber hump now. We're chugging along. We spent years of just not really embracing the YouTube and the video, so I kind of kicked myself for that over the years, but now we're trying to get back on. We just did for 350 subscribers, we did the Manischewitz wine challenge, so be sure to check that out there. They got some Concord grape Manischewitz wine there, but Bumwine Bob on all the social media apps, all that stuff there, but that's where you can get at me. So,
just got an idea. Want to pitch it? Would you do movie trivia versus Roadhouse on our channel?
We could, yeah. I mean, is this? I guess what kind of movie is it? All encompassing movie trivia or
all
what?
Movie trivia?
Okay.
3 rounds.
Okay.
the second round has like a wheel of trivia,
Okay.
Yeah.
and you each get to pick like your 2 slices of a wheel
Yeah, like
for
special.
like categories.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
write the whole
definitely.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if y'all are
yeah.
doing, we'll come. We'll enjoy bum wine, good
Yeah,
company,
definitely.
and some movie
Yeah.
trivia.
Yeah. I think we'll
If-
be down for that.
If Roadhouse agrees, I think we should do this.
He doesn't care. If he's able to, if he doesn't care. If he's drinking, he won't care. Roadhouse knows that.
We'll speak on his behalf.
Well,
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Y'all,
man.
what a time. Everyone, grab your favorite flavor of MD 2020 or Cisco if you're crazy.
Yeah, whatever you got. MD
Whatever
20.
You can find it.
If you can
Grab
find it.
Banana Red.
And take more banana at the end. Mix it up, baby.
See, hey,
And-
whatever it takes, do what you got to do with it there. But hey, thank you guys. I appreciate the invite to come on here and hang out with you. Enjoy some MD 2020.
Yes,
Some
this is
little
amazing.
few banquet beers, little
Oh,
bonus banquet beers too. You can't leave home without those. So
So true. That's a great motto to live by.
Banquet beer. Don't leave home without it.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
No one is pressing it.
Oh,
We're set for
Day is